Hi everyone, in this video I'm talking about why I love veganism and vegetarianism, and also why I don't necessarily think it's the most healthiest or ethical or easiest lifestyle for people to adopt. Having been vegan myself for 5 years, I know that most people are vegan for either health or ethical reasons or a combination of both. So in this video I'm giving you 5 tips that will help you lead a healthier lifestyle that is also good for our planet and ethical towards humans and animals without having to give up necessarily on eating animals. First of all, this is not a video against veganism or vegetarianism. I think it's great that there are people in the world who are brave enough to take a stand against the horrible treatment of animals in our modern society and share their delicious animal-free meals and lifestyle with us. And I think that because veganism has become such a popular lifestyle, it's brought a lot of attention to the harm that factory farms do to animals, to the environment, and to our health, and I think that's really important. But adopting a vegan lifestyle can be really difficult depending on where you live and what your means are for a variety of reasons. And for people who don't have access to vegan or vegetarian alternatives on a regular basis, it can be really hard to sustain that lifestyle. It can also seem really overwhelming to start depending on your budget, cultural norms, and other factors. If you want to contribute some of your time and energy into having a healthier lifestyle, decreasing the strain on the environment, and treating animals with kindness but are unable to go vegan or vegetarian, I hope you'll consider adopting a few of these tips I'm about to share as I give you a tour of what's in my kitchen. Tip 1 is to eat humanely raised animals. Eating humanely means considering the treatment of animals we're eating, and that's what some vegetarians are protesting in the first place. You've probably seen those videos of how the largest meat-producing companies treat their pigs, hens, and cows. You've probably also seen sick animals being led to slaughter for you to eat. A vegan or vegetarian would choose just not to eat any meat or animal products. However, did you know that humane options are available? This is tricky with a lot of packaging claiming to raise animals humanely, but when you look closer, you'll see their standards of humane are pretty low. However, there are nonprofit companies that lay out what their standards are for animal care and certify food companies based on that. One of the most easiest to find is Certified Humane on eggs, but there are also other companies and products. These farmers are held to the highest standard of care, including things like making sure their chickens have enough space to be chickens before they're led to slaughter. And they don't just say cage-free, meaning a large room with thousands of other chickens walking on top of each other. At the same time, this certification costs money. Your local small farm may not be able to pay the membership fees to be certified humane, but if you visit and are able to see the animals are well cared for, there's no reason why you shouldn't purchase from them. The eggs that are in this container are actually from the farm where my nieces horseback ride. My sister gets her milk from a small farm co-op.
I'm gonna go in here and find an egg and see if there's any. Don't come, chickens, don't come. Oh, there's some. I just pick it up, just one.
Yeah.
I'm going, chickens.
They're fine. They're not going to do anything. Here, show us the egg. Does it look dirty or clean? So you have to clean. We are collecting fresh eggs for our kitchen. Another option to eat humanely is to consider roadkill or legally hunted bear, deer, etc. And I'm not talking about trophy hunting here. I'm talking about hunting or fishing sustainably for food. Even if you're in a major city, chances are that there's a rural area within an hour from you that processes roadkill or hunted animals for meat. I personally have tasted a deer that a coworker had to shoot when it got into a collision with another car, and it tasted just like any old animal meat. Tip number 2 is quick and easy. Replace some of your meat meals with beans. Many vegans cite the health risk associated with eating meat, but it's not actually the meat in itself that's unhealthy. It's the way that we process the meat, the way that we fill the animals with unhealthy things, and the sheer amount of meat that we're eating that is unhealthy. Humanely raised animals can be a bit more pricey. However, if you aren't eating as much meat, it will really lower your food bill. And if you can't afford or find the humane products, if you cut out just one meat product a day and get your protein instead from beans, which are super cheap, not only will you save money, but you've done your part to reduce the number of animals that are being factory farmed, and the cost of humanely raised meat products will go down.
But why they killed both of these?
For people to eat. You don't want to eat it? All right, well, put it back then.
I'm gonna eat it. That means you're gonna kill. I'm gonna say that means you're gonna kill it. But what happens if we eat all of it done?
Nothing will happen. We'll just eat it.
No. Where did this go?
Right there. Okay.
Mommy.
Yes?
But why they kill the chicken and the cow to let people eat it?
Because some people eat animals, if you ain't.
But that's bad. Mommy.
Yes?
Today, I'm not going to eat a turkey, a cow, a chicken.
Okay. Tip number 3, choose fruits, vegetables, and other foods from your local farmer's market. Fruits and veggies are great to eat and are super healthy, but it does come with a cost. The majority of our fruits and vegetables here in the United States are produced by second and third world countries whose inhabitants pay dearly as their land and forests are cleared out to make room for agricultural products that meet our demand. And while being kind to animals is a great concept, we also have to be kind to people. Even here in the United States, in order to produce organic foods, there are workers who are being underpaid or not paid at all to produce those organic foods. So by buying from someone who can say, I made these products myself, or this is from my local family farm, can have a really big impact, perhaps even more than someone who is vegan or vegetarian and eating fruits and vegetables that are produced by underpaid workers. Tip number 4, use recycled materials to store products you buy and buy smaller quantities. We throw away a lot of food, and whether that's plant-based foods or animal-based food, waste is waste, and it means that we are producing a lot of foods and causing a lot of stress on the earth for food that people are not even going to consume. Consider the packaging of vegan and vegetarian alternatives and supplements, and consider what that costs the planet. So one way of reducing this strain is to use glass instead of plastic to store your foods. You can even do this in the fridge. There's no need to go out and buy a bunch of containers. Most of mine are recycled from food products that I bought. They come in many sizes from small to large, and they contain foods like pickles, jellies, drinks, spaghetti sauce, etc. You can find your own by taking a look around your house, but you can also look at your local Goodwill or thrift shop, or on Recyclable Day in your neighborhood, or in a suburb or neighborhood near you if your neighborhood doesn't recycle. Tip number 5 is to use smaller plates and bowls. It's no secret that we as Americans tend to overeat. I found that using these smaller plates drastically reduces the amount of food that I eat. It means the food I have can last longer, reduces waste, and decreases your food budget. This dishware is from Japan, and I also have a set of beginner's chopsticks for my girls and I, and just one set of silverware, all from our local Asian market. But ideally, it would have been great if I would have been able to find these made of wood so they'd be more environmentally friendly. I hope you found these tips to be helpful. I definitely think the vegan and vegetarian movement is so important. And if you are vegan or vegetarian, that's great. More power to you. If you're not able to be, then I hope that these tips have helped you understand how you can have a bigger impact on your health, on the environment, and in the lives of animals and people. If you are just trying to reduce waste and eat ethically when you can, that's creating a really big impact. Ultimately, though, it's up to the companies who factory farm animals and who treat undocumented workers like crap, like slaves, to be held responsible and accountable to their actions. So it's also always worth it to just write them letters, to sign petitions, to do whatever you can. And I really want to hear from you all. What are you doing to lead a more sustainable, environmentally friendly, healthy, and ethical lifestyle in terms of food? So if you know of any smaller companies or interesting initiatives that people are doing in order to create a better world, please leave that in the comment section below. People do read that and it's really, really helpful. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing. I will be posting videos every week. See you next time.